Hi, welcome. Take a look at our place here. We have a warehouse full of water softeners. You're here because you clicked on Best Water Softener 2023. So I'm going to try to do my very best to serve you because this is an industry that's crazy. There's tons and tons of products made by tons and tons of different companies. And so I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible for you. So in order to do that, have no fear. Drew the Water Guru is here. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to break this down into a nutshell, right? How do I keep it simple for you? First of all, we're going to break all the manufacturers into three different manufacturer categories. First is big box. That's the big retailers. Then two, we're going to talk about sticker companies. That's companies who assemble it and put their name on it. Then three, we're going to talk about professional grade. Then, after we talk about each category, we're going to talk about the warranty. We're going to break it into 5 sections. Warranty, is it made in America? Is it NSF 44 listed? National Sanitation 44 is the listing. Why is that important? Because it's certified to not only take out the rock, it's also certified to take out the radium-228 and 226, which is about making your family more healthy. So NSF 44, we're going to talk about serviceability. And lastly, we're going to talk about, is there pressure loss? Okay, with no further ado, we're going to start with a big box, right? We're going to go over here. We're going to look at, we have Waterboss, GE. These are the couple big guys out there. They're at stores like Home Depot, Lowe's, Menards. We have, any big box company that's going to sell you a product that's all in one. Now, I like to be able to think about this, by the way, as Benjamin Franklin does. Get a piece of paper out, put a T on it. Write down the pros you see on one side and the cons you see on the next. That way it helps you determine which one you want to choose for your family, because I don't know what's important to you. Because again, you could be in the house for 2 years, 1 year. You don't need it to last that long. If you're going to be there in a bigger home with a big family that uses a lot of water and you're going to be there for a long time, you're going to want something different, right? And just like everything in the world, the more you spend, the more it usually lasts in most cases. So we're going to find that out together. So again, big box, we usually go to GE or Morton's, and you can see the footprint on a Pro is 2 things. The price is always about $600-700. That's not installed. By the way, if you hire a licensed plumber, it's going to probably cost you about $1,000 to get it installed. Austin, Texas, we found that it's costing $2,500. Again, I like using licensed plumbers because they know what they're doing, and they're not going to put your family at risk by tying it into the sewer line incorrectly, because all water softeners have a drain line that goes to the drain. And if they do it wrong, your family can get sick and actually get what's called Crohn's disease. So anyhow, they start around $700. Another Pro, small footprint. If you live in a condo, that's a Pro, right? It's all in one. Look, we have a little slider here, and here you put in the salt. Here, look at this guy, you put in the salt, and then the vessel is in the inside. Now, let's talk about warranty for that guy. The tank, they say 10 years. That's just this fiberglass shell. No big deal. Everyone does that. They don't leak, okay? So it's made of fiberglass. 2, they give a 1-year warranty on the electronics. Ew, that's terrible. Also, they give 0, that's it, a 0 on the filter material. So you got to ask yourself, okay, wait a second. All right, well, hopefully it works, right? Yeah, hopefully it does work. Most of the time we see it work. Again, when we see it, we see that it works pretty good for a small family. Is it made in America? No. Is it NSF 44 listed? No. Is it easy to service? On a scale of 1 to 10, it rates a lowly 2. Why? Because it's hard to get parts. And look at that thing. It's all compact, and they don't do a good job to make it easy for the serviceman to service it. And lastly, when we rate the water pressure on this guy, look at how small it is. It reduces water pressure because it's so dinky. So that's a 2. So again, pros are that it's small footprint and the cost is usually less. The negatives are, of course, warranty, not made in America, no certification, the serviceability and the water pressure is kind of down. But again, if you're living in a condo, it may work. If you have a big home, you're going to be really disappointed with it. That's why we wouldn't really want to sell that to you. Even though we could sell it to you, we wouldn't really want to. Now we're going to get into the biggest category. Yes, it's the biggest because when you go online, you're going to go, holy crap, there's all these online companies. Pelican, Aquasana, discount this, discount that. I mean, it's just insane. There's so many out there. And you got to go, what are they doing? Who do I trust? Oh, I'm going to look at Google reviews. Well, that's somewhat important, but you got to actually type in the address. You want to see what they're selling you. Make sure that if they say it's a water softener, technically that means we've removed the rock. That means it must use salt or potassium chloride to clean itself. You don't want to get into one of these guys, because guess what? Those two, they're selling it as salt-free conditioners, which I'd have my own video that describes the pros and cons of salt-free conditioners. Check that out. Now, the sticker company here, Aquasana or Pelican, they can just do what any company can do. They can take a valve that they buy from a manufacturer, usually Fleck. They used to make them in America, now it's in China. They take a Chinese tank. Yep, Chinese. Why? Do I know that? Look right here. It says China. So they make it in China, which again, if there's a flood in the house, which happened to us, and we felt it was the manufacturer's claim, which it was, guess who didn't pay for the claim? The company in China. It cost $55,000, and guess whose insurance had to pay for it? Angel Water. So if you're buying it online, be very wary. It means that you are liable for it. You can't go to anybody that's usually a sticker company, or I don't even know if those two guys will stand behind any floods. So you want to be able to make sure that you know that that's one of the things to keep in mind about that. Anyhow, this sticker companies can take any tank. They can take this filter material over here. This is resin filter material. Again, we like American-made resin, so they can take that, but most of the sticker companies use Chinese. Why? Because you're online. Why? Because you were looking for a low price. Be careful. I don't know if that's what's important. You have to ask yourself, is price more important or is longevity important? Because if I use Chinese resin and I'm going to assemble this and put Bob's water softener on here, right, and I'm going to sell it to you, one, I got to check where you're located. Do you actually even have your address on there? If you don't, I wouldn't do business with them, because you want to be able to go knock on their door and say, hey, I need a little help. So that said, you can tell we're actually in our warehouse right now. That said, that's an important feature that you need to be able to understand. Any guy out of their garage can go ahead and do that, whether it's a really good internet company that it looks beautiful and amazing, whether it's Aquasana, Pelican, Angel, Tom's Water Treatment, discount, blah, discount that. You got to say to yourself, okay, let's look at the warranty. Most of the warranty in the sticker companies is going to give you 5 years. But again, it's what that dealer is going to give you, because the guy who makes the product, the Chinese manufacturer or the Chinese manufacturer on the valve, guess what? They are not, you can't call them. You can only call the internet company you called and you bought it from. These guys are not going to answer the phone from you. So you got to ask yourself, is that really worthwhile? Usually what they're going to do in a case like that is they'll give you a 5-year warranty. Sometimes these sticker companies say 10-year. Again, that's dependent on you, whether or not you feel that's important. Now, because I assembled it inside of America, people say made in America. Now, how dare they say that? The control valve, the tank, the filter material is made in China. But all these online companies say they're made in America. This is why I pulled out so much of my hair, because I got stuck buying them, and then I sold them to our customers saying they're made in America, and then we'd have a flood and they weren't there standing behind it. So this is why we got very specific in how we buy products and we sell them to our customers, because we want to be very clear, is it or is it not made in America for that specific reason. Next, NSF 44. Is it certified by the National Sanitation Foundation 44? No, majority of them are not. Be careful, because they all say NSF certified, but what they mean is that all of them have to have a certification so that if water touches it, it doesn't leach the metal or the plastic into the water. So that's 61. So you got to be careful. It's like, wait a second, is it NSF 44 listed? That's why online they always say NSF listed, but no, is it NSF 44 listed? Next, we talk about serviceability. Again, we're going to go on a scale of 0 to 10. So most of these are on a scale around 8 or 9. So depending on, we all use basically the same control valve, whether it's Fleck, whether it's Autotrol, which is this guy back here. This is Clack Corporation control valve. Then there's another tank manufacturer. So no matter who the control valve is, usually, yes, we can easily get parts, and we can usually service it without too much of a headache. So that means we give it a scale of up to 8 on that. Now, is there pressure loss? We give it a 6. So pressure loss of 6, because most of the time they're in larger tanks like this that don't reduce water pressure. If you're not careful though, and some guys really trying to cheap out, they'll use an itty bitty tank, and that itty bitty tank will reduce water pressure. Again, that's why you got to research the guy who's selling it to you. Guy out of his garage, I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying you need to make sure that he's very clear with you on all of these facets that we're talking about here for, again, sticker company. Again, we have Pelican, Aquasana, we got Bob's, Angel, again, Angel Water. In order to be competitive, we do get a product, we sticker it with our product. Now, we happen to buy one from Eco Water, it was built to our standards, and it is made in America. It is certified NSF 44. It is easy to service, and it has very little water pressure. By the way, it has Angel Water's 10-year warranty. But again, you have to trust Angel Water. We've been around for 50 years, so we think you can trust us, but that's something you have to take a look at for yourself. Now, we're going to get in, we're leaving the sticker companies. You've had the Ben Franklin, the pros and the cons. By the way, the other pro is the price is just a little bit more than the big box, but it's going to be less than the professional grade. So it's right there in the middle. Now be careful, a lot of people like to be in the middle, and that doesn't really necessarily mean what is right for you. If you're going to live in the home for a long time, and you got a family, and by the way, you can do research if you have radium in your water, you might want to move up to one of the sticker products, or one of the big box products, because they may have better certification warranty for you. So you have to ask yourself that. You got to make that decision. So we're going to leave the sticker companies, which is of course very complicated because there's so many out there. We're going to go to the professional grade. There's 4 professional grade companies. Here they are real quick. Culligan, Rainsoft, Kinetico, and Eco Water. So start out with the big name on the block. That's going to be Culligan. Culligan has a 5+5 warranty. We're going to talk about warranty first. So they give the dealer 5, and then the dealer usually doubles it and goes to 5 more, and that gives you 10. That means it has a 10-year warranty. Not bad, right? You can pretty much trust Culligan. I think that's pretty good. Is it made in America? It used to be. What happened? Why'd you guys move it to China? It used to be made right in Northbrook, Illinois. Oh my God, what are they doing? They went to China to reduce costs. So it's not made in America, and as a result, it's also not NSF 44 listed, which means I don't like that. Serviceability is a 8, so it's not too bad. You do have to get the parts through Culligan though if you need to repair it. And the pressure loss is not bad. It's actually very good. So we rated a 10, 8 to 10. We don't really see any water pressure losses with the Culligan unit. Not bad. So you have to make that choice. Do you trust that big name or not? Their price is, of course, more money. Next is going to be Rainsoft. Again, more money. Be careful. They like to sell and drop pricing. That's their sales strategy. I don't understand that, but that's what they do. So that is one of the things that they have on it. They give a 5+5 warranty. 5 years on the tank and the electronics, and the dealer doubles it and goes to 10 years. Not a bad deal for you. So that's pretty good. By the way, none of these, even any of them, none of them are giving you warranties on the water softener filter material called resin. So yeah, you want to make sure you keep that in mind. The reason why is because a leaky toilet, or you leave water running all day for several days in a row, it can ruin the filter material, and they don't want to be liable for it. So we go back to Rainsoft and we sit there and take a look at their warranty. 0 on the filter material. Made in America? No, it's not. Is it NSF 44 listed? No, it's not. Serviceability? 9 or 10. It's actually easy to service and not too hard to get parts. Water pressure loss? Again, professional grade. Their water pressure loss is virtually nil. It's very good. So we rate that a 9 or 10. So again, good for water pressure loss. And if the dealer, the Rainsoft dealer that's in your area has been around for a long time, maybe 50 years or more, it might be worth your while to take a look at that. Next, we say Kinetico, 2-tank design, okay? 2-tank design, what do we rate about that one? Kinetico is actually a product that has a 5+5 year warranty, so not bad, right? The dealer gets 5 more years and passes it on to you. We say that it's made in America. Yes, we think it is. So last we saw, again, we're trying to find that out, but pretty sure that most of the products are made in America. Is it NSF 44 listed? Yes, it is. Isn't that great? NSF 44 listed. That's a positive as well. Serviceability. Oh, we're going to rate that a 5 because it has a unique design to it where it splits the filter material into 2 smaller tanks, and so it's a little bit harder to service. It does not use electronics like a power, so it's trying to sell itself in the fact that it counts gallons and regenerates. It's great for 24-hour water usage, so yes, if you are putting this in a hotel or restaurant, it'd be great. But in everybody's home, they do go to sleep between 12 and 4, unless you're on a lot of drugs and you'll wake up all the time. That's the only reason why you might want that, and you could be using water all the time, but that's not really the case. So when we look at this guy, that's a nice feature if you do use water 24/7, but if you don't, then it's reducing water pressure, which is the last point, because it's broken into 2 smaller tanks, which means it reduces water pressure. So that gets it down to 4. So overall, not a bad product for you to look at. Again, professional grade. It will cost a little bit more of an investment, but it is going to have that water pressure loss and a little bit more harder to service as far as we see. Last but not least, we're going to land on EcoWater. If you've seen some of my videos, I do like EcoWater because of the following things. For a couple extra bucks, you can get a direct to you, the consumer, 10-year warranty, where they cover the tank and the valve and the electronics for 10 years. If you're with Costco, they actually include it with you. And by the way, yeah, Costco chose, out of all these companies, they chose EcoWater. They have Ivy League buyers who did take a look at the industry, and like me, they settled in and said, here's all these pros and cons, and they want to stand behind one that has less problems. So if you want less problems, then this one might be it. It's also owned by Warren Buffett. Anyhow, they are also one of the only companies that offer directly to you, the consumer, a filter material. Their ERR 3700 actually gives you a lifetime warranty on the filter material, including the resin. And is it NSF 44 listed? By golly, it is. It's NSF 44 listed. A huge feature that I love in the product, and what we see is that it lasts longer. Made in America, great thing. Serviceability is a 8, 9, or 10, just like any of the other professional grades, and the pressure loss is a 10. So there are some great features of that product. That is why we have them build our sticker product, which is a little bit less money, but we love that too. So if you have any questions on this, always reach out to me. Reach out to our company. We're always here to serve you. I'm Drew the Water Guru, helping bring healthier water to you.